Hello everybody, happy 2026, and I hope that the new year has been going well for you. So in today's video, I just want to make some outlines for the new year and just share with you guys a little bit of my thoughts, what I did, and what I plan to do. So first and foremost, let's start off with art goals, and I would like to fill up this sketchbook that you're seeing on the screen right now. So I started this sketchbook like years ago, but every year I only do like 1 or 2 spreads in it, and I think this is finally the year to just complete it. I think it's just a little bit big. This is one of the largest sketchbook that I own. I really love the sketchbook. I bought it because it actually looks like the sketchbook of the artist from 101 Dalmatians, and that's one of my favorite Disney films, and whenever I see the cover of this, I feel like I look like her and I embody her, so I really like it very much. I think it will be really cool when it's like completed and I can make like a tour. Might have to be split into 2 because it's such a large sketchbook, but I think it's gonna be fun, and I've already started it. So what you're looking at is the first page of the sketchbook, and I really enjoyed the spread way more than I thought I would. And I really love drawing shoes because I think they symbolize like a journey, and it's almost like a new journey, so I love sketching those. My favorite has got to be the leather shoe. I just love the way I painted that, and because I use like this silver pencil for the outline, so it kind of stays on the paper, and I like that it looks a bit scratched up because it looks like real. And I also really like that it's considered a portrait of Jane in Paris, Texas, which was a film that I really enjoyed. I watched it in 2025 with a friend. It was a friend's recommendation. It was such a good film. I really like that it was really humane. I love the colors in the film, really beautiful. And since we're on the topic of films, I might as well just go into it. So we're just gonna like bounce around. My friends and I, we actually started watching quite a bit of films together. So it kind of became like a routine, weekly routine almost. And right off the top of my head, my favorites were Parthenope and Paris, Texas. So I really enjoyed those 2 films very much. I love the story, I love the colors, I love the visual, and consuming more films actually helps you to build a stronger and more dynamic visual library, just because like films basically kind of combines everything like culture, food, people, fashion, literature, music into one sensory experience. So I think we'll keep at it as long as we have time. Since we are talking about films, let's just move on to books. So I completed The Wall by Marlon Haushofer, and it's actually a pretty interesting read for me. I remember 1/3 of the way in, I actually couldn't really get into the book. I thought it was a bit static, but past the halfway point, something clicked and I got really into it, and I felt like I was living the life of the protagonist, and it relates a lot to the human psyche. So I just feel like the experiences that the protagonist faced mirrored some of my own. I felt like the way that the book was written kind of conditions your mind to think like the main character, and that's like the really interesting thing about it. And I mean, even though the things and the steps that she takes is quite of human nature and instinct, but it's still quite an interesting read. At least that was what it felt for me. I also listened to an audiobook on productivity, and it's the book by James Clear, Atomic Habits. So I know it's quite a popular book, and I feel like it's for good reason. I don't think necessarily it shares anything new, but I do feel like the book conveys habit building in a very easy fashion. It's very easy to understand and to see like the clear goals of what's being said. And I've been keeping to my habit for a while now, so that means like there is something there, I guess. But for me, I think the most important thing in any habit building is actually the intention. I feel like if you really want it, then you won't fail yourself. Do recommend giving it a read. I don't think it will do any harm. And the next book that I have lined up is Kitchen by Banana Yoshimoto. So I think I'll give myself a couple days break before starting that. But yeah. Okay, so we're sidetracking, so let's just go back to talking about art. And the next thing I want to do is to use my underutilized supplies, and we're starting off with charcoals. I've had my go at them already, so I did a couple of spreads with these, and I actually kind of rekindled my I mean, I've never really loved them, but I've always felt like charcoal was a pretty forgiving medium. I do love charcoal pieces, but I just have never felt that I utilize them really well, because I feel like you need to have a pretty good sense of depth and like shadows and light, but I feel like this also helps to train my eye. So I'll try to finish these pencils because I had them since like they were one of my first supplies basically, so I've had them for quite a while. I've been using the pencils on its own, and I've also been using them in like a mixed media setting, and I'm just kind of experimenting right now. There's not really any specific way I want to use the supplies. I'll just see how as I go along and just keep exploring and learning, as I do feel like charcoal helps to highlight the problems that I have in my art. And next up, I just want to draw more people, places, just want to introduce more things into my art. I stray away from things that I know I'm not really good at. I'm kind of trained like fashion illustration wise, so I think my anatomy is not my strong suit at all, but I really do want to get better, because there are times I want to draw things and I can't draw them because I'm just not good enough. So I kind of want to eliminate that. I just want to draw whatever that's in my head. So yeah, you'll still be seeing some familiar tools like my watercolor palettes. They're still staying just because they're not done yet, so I have to finish them before I can fill them up with new paints. There's still my studio palette as well as my Robertson style palette, and the colors is just kind of there already. I have videos up on the color configuration of the palette, so you can check them out if you're interested. But to be honest, my palettes don't really make sense, so I don't really recommend anyone to follow them unless you like the colors that are derived in my pieces. Otherwise, they are not, say, a super versatile palette. Now I want to talk a little bit more about my fashion collections, because I did mention before on the channel, it's just going to be creations of mine. Anything from paintings, illustrations, to clothing, collections, and all. Yeah, but I do want to become a full-fledged fashion designer one day and having my own label and everything, but I think that's still quite far away. So last year I did a collection titled Hijack of Dreams, and it was supposed to be something of a reflection of what I was feeling, but I felt like it wasn't properly researched, so I felt like it was really lacking, and I feel like I want to make up for that this year. I want to make better collections and make more informed decisions. So I want to go back to the drawing board and make sure, you know, I've been trying to prioritize my pattern drafting and making sure that the basic body blocks fit like a glove, that they fit well before starting to expand on ideas, because I feel like the most important thing of a piece is the fit. When the fit is right, you just pair it with beautiful fabric and it will look like wonderful. I can't wait for you guys to see more of my collections. And yeah, I think that's kind of it for today's video. It's quite a short one. I just want to make like an introduction for 2026, even though it's already February. I know. I hope to bring you guys more creative videos in the new year, and I hope that you guys stay safe and healthy. And that's kind of it for today's video. I hope that you guys have enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys very soon in my next one. Bye!